But now we're going to get back to the Suns, who did make a move yesterday, and I would say a fairly significant one. You know, it's not a splashy move, and a lot of the moves they've made in this era since Matt Ishbia has gotten here have been splashy. But I do think yesterday's move was very necessary. I remember saying this on the air multiple times yesterday before it happened, Wolf. Anything you're going to do, you're going to try and, I don't know if you can fix leadership if that's an issue or whatever you can fix internally, or if you're going to go make a big move for Jimmy Butler, anything you're going to do, you have to fix the rebounding first.
Yes.
And I applaud them for going out, and I don't know that it fixes it 100%, but for making a concerted effort, first and foremost, to fix the rebound.
And, to that end right there, Luke, when you stop and think about it, what involves rebounding? Physicality and toughness.
And rebounding that basketball.
Rebound that basketball.
Yes.
We kind of messed that one up
we
right there.
Definitely messed that one.
I blame Luke on that one. But can I just say, honestly, physicality and toughness, that's going to help you rebound that basketball. Rick, what are you doing, Rick? You're not even listening to it, and you missed the rebound the basketball.
I heard it.
Okay, great.
I'm scrambling back here.
Rick's like, I don't want to be a part of that offbeat, whatever.
Just go back to it. To me right now, this is a step in the direction of we got to get more physical. Mm-hmm. We got to get tougher. We got to get somebody in here. We've got to bring a blade into the locker room, and maybe there's another blade in the locker room that will start sharpening each other. I was talking about this yesterday. Iron sharpens iron. And there is a guy, and you brought this up this morning to me before the show, prehab.
Yeah, Royce O'Neal.
Royce O'Neal.
Royce O'Neal has that edge. Now, to be fair, you brought this up yesterday as well, but it was before the trade happened. And it was like, can you bring in somebody that has an edge? And we were talking about Nick Richards because that was the name I would say most linked to the Suns, most realistically linked to the Suns. And then obviously the trade happened yesterday afternoon when the show ended. But I agree with you that's you had to mix something up. You had to change something. The Suns are trying to change things.
Yes.
They put Bradley Beal on the bench. I'm sure that wasn't an easy conversation for Mike Budenholzer to have. And they went out and traded for Nick Richards, who in a lot of ways it's weird to say this stuff, right? Because if you are a fan of another team, or if you're just angry at the Suns, and you hear somebody talking about how great of a move Nick Richards is, you're going to lose your mind because you're like, really, you guys went out and got Giannis? Good way to go.
Right.
But in terms of specifically what they need right now, they need a guy who can rebound, a guy who can play with edge. He's 7-footer. He can move. And
he's physical.
When he shoots, first of all, they're going to take a ton of shots on this team because they do have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker,
exactly
and Bradley
right.
Beal.
We don't need him to do that.
But when he shoots, it goes in. 65% over the last 4 years. I believe it's fifth best in the entire NBA in terms of shooting percentage.
Yes.
So when he does take a shot, he's not wasting a possession.
It's kind of like this. It's like this. Nick, can I talk to you for a minute? If you are Coach Bud, you're going to take him into an office and you're going to say, we're not gonna feed you the ball a lot, okay? That's not your role on this team. You know what your role is? You go score when you get that rebound. Offensively, you go ahead and you do it. We get the ball to you down low in the paint. He's really good in terms of the pick and roll as well, and taking it and rolling to the rim with force and being physical. He's got really good feet, explosive, loves to dunk it. And I've seen this. If you go and look at his highlights as well,
the dunk song.
Go back and look at the highlights. Loves to jam it and then hang and rip on the rim a little bit. Shake it, bruh. He loves to do that.
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
Yeah, that's right.
Dunk, dunk,
there we go.
Dunk, dunk.
Dunk. You can see his mentality. You can see it. He's got a little something dripping down the side of his neck. And that's what I want.
This is Bobby
and
Marks.
That's what this team needed.
Bobby Marks on with Burns and Gambo yesterday talking about this move for the Suns.
Yeah, you know what? I talked to a team a week ago, and just because I'm in the middle of writing this big trade guide, and I asked them about Charlotte, and I said, listen, they're open for business to take back draft picks. That's kind of the direction where they are. But I think Mark Williams coming back, their center they drafted a couple years ago, who has actually played pretty well, probably diminished it a little bit as far as how they saw Nick. But yeah, he played really well in the 9. I think there was 9 starts, double, points and rebounds. Got a terrific contract. I think one of the better contracts, non-minimum contracts, $5 million this year, $5 million next year, which is a non-guaranteed deal. I think it's good value. I know it hurts, certainly what you have. You send out three seconds, you get one back, you still have one. I think it's, now it's kind of like, what's next, right? Like, what can you do with that 2031 first? Can you maybe parlay that into some more additional draft assets? Certainly Nurkic will be the big thing, right? That's going to be the kind of what we watch, just because now you've got Richards and you got Plumlee, and certainly Nurkic has not been part of this rotation, and he's got this year, next year owed here. But I do like it for Phoenix here.
So that's really the next question, Wolf, is what do you do with Nurk? I mean, if Nurk sticks around, first of all, if Nurk sticks around, we can play Nick or Nurk instead of Kevin or Devin.
Yeah,
we just
right.
go Nick or Nurk.
Exactly.
But I don't think that Nurk is sticking around.
I don't know how that is possible right now, based on what we know about this situation. And we know that he's had illness, a couple of them so far right now. And we also know that he's not been in the rotation, period.
Yeah.
Something, by the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. I'm sorry, but it seems like he is not going to play here again.
I mean, he definitely just became more expendable with the addition of Nick Richards. I mean, look, I know you can look at this the other way, and you can say, this guy wasn't playing a ton of minutes for Charlotte. Why am I supposed to believe that he's going to be the answer for the Suns? I don't think Nick Richards is the answer for the Suns. I think he was a very necessary move that can solve some of their biggest problems, honestly. And I also think, and you heard Bobby Marks just say it right there, like, they've got Williams there. They like him. Sometimes it's about fit. The Suns desperately need a Nick Richards. The Hornets don't really desperately need a Nick Richards right now.
You said it's about fit.
It's about fit.
I like that, the way you emphasize that. It's about fit. Listen, I don't know. I know nothing about Jusuf Nurkic or his contract or what is going on behind the scenes. That's not my job. I don't do it. I just know that looking at it from the outside in, it's not good. Right? It is not good. I'm interested in knowing what exactly they're going to do and when that might actually happen with Nurk. I can't imagine they're going to continue this situation much longer.
No.
It's untenable right now.
The trade deadline is 3 weeks from today. On the one hand, you could say, well, you keep Nurk. You have Nick. You've got Plumlee. Like, you got 3 guys now that can rebound, but it just doesn't. That situation more than any other is the one where it seems like something's up behind the scenes. Where and maybe it might just be as simple as Nurk doesn't feel like he fits here now with this new, the way Coach Bud's running things, or maybe they don't feel like he fits here, or maybe he just doesn't fit here. But that one more than any other player on this team, when you like that quote that we had a couple weeks ago, and now it was from Chris Mannix that was saying some players don't know their role, they're confused by what their role is on this team. I immediately thought Nurk, and nothing in the last couple weeks has done anything to change my mind on that, honestly. So I'm with you. Untenable is a good word. I just can't imagine he's here in a month.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to say that he's a dinosaur. I don't want to say that, but it kind of feels that way when you watch all these other teams that are out there right now. I know there are still some very big dudes who are not Joker. The Joker is a big dude who isn't necessarily high speed, let's put it that way, but his brain is high speed.
Yeah, and he seems to make everybody else on the court play at his speed.
Absolutely
when he has the ball.
Better, of course, and we know how offensively talented the Joker is.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.